I am Saksham Sharma, founder of Careerkunj and former corporate HR and recruiter of TCS. Back again with the updates on TCS Pitstop hiring for HRs. I came to know that the results have been declared for some locations and the interview date has also been declared. Like for Indore, I came to know the interview is going to happen day after tomorrow, 19th, and tomorrow they would be doing the document verification. And then, as I have told you in my last video, the interview date can be different for different location because it will be decided by the local talent acquisition team, and different cities come under different zones. So there are different zones, which take care of different cities, and they take independent decisions when they want to conduct the interviews, right? So those who have not received the mail yet, they will soon receive it, and your interview will also be communicated when it will happen. So keep checking your mailbox. It will come from your TPO and it will come from the TCS team as well in your mailbox. So keep checking on the both sides, right? So I have made in the last video I have covered in detail what's next after the return round. So it is already covered in the last video. If you have not seen that, do watch that. You can find that in our playlist, because there I have discussed in this detail how to solve a case study. Okay, because the interview round will consist of three stages. One is group discussion, second is case study, and then third will be the personal interview. So group discussion and the case study part I have discussed in detail in the last video. So watch it carefully, because it is not very easy to answer case study. And then you are a fresher, but they would expect you to answer as a matured person and as an experienced person. Okay, so there you really need to show your maturity and understanding, and I have tried to cover that in the last video. So do watch that carefully and follow the tips that I have given to you. In this video we will discuss more on the interview part, like what questions will be asked in the interview. I myself have taken the interview for Pitstop hiring, so I will also cover what kind of questions I used to ask and other my fellow panelists used to ask. Okay, so this particular video will be focused on the interview questions. So, but yes, the case study again is very important. So do see the last video if you have not already seen that. Okay, so now coming to the interview part. So interview again is something which is a final decider. Okay, so you have given written round, its score will not matter. Doesn't matter how much you have scored in the written down, because score is not considered in the selection. Okay, it is just a qualifier. All those who have qualified will get the selection mail for the interview. Even the group discussion will not be an eliminator round. It would just be uh, you know uh, a prima facie testing round. The interview will be the main stage where the decision for selection and rejection will happen, and the interview for pit stop hiring are taken by senior HRs. Okay, so they take senior HR. So usually, in other hirings of TCS, even the junior panels are allowed. But in pit stop hiring, since it is very niche and they are selecting HRs who will be taking responsible position tomorrow in the company, so they ensure that they are properly evaluated by the senior panels. So you will have three panel members in your panel set. One will be all three will be from the HR background, and they will be playing different role of technical, MR, and HR, and all three are from HR. So it would be a proper, HR core, hardcore interview. Okay, and you will be asked the questions. Okay, so again, repeating. So firstly, you have to, give a group discussion. Basically, once you will arrive at the, TCS office, they will check your documents, and then they will allocate you to a different particular panel set. So let's say there are 40 people on the day of interview and there are four panel set, like three members in one panel set. So like there are four panel sets, so 10 candidates will go to one panel set, right? And those 10 candidates, GD will be taken by that panel only. They will make their initial observation, they will make some notes, and they have a matrix in which they make notes, and then you will be asked, you will be given a case study. After that, before your chance for interview comes, and then you have to solve the case study, and then you have to go with the solution in that interview. So the interview, since the case study has been given to you, starts mostly with the debriefing of the case study, right? So do debrief the case study well. Okay, I have covered that again in the last video. So case study, you should, because they don't know what case has been given to you, that the recruitment team will, the recruitment team coordinators will give you a piece of paper, which will have a short case, and then you have to go through it, and then you have to uh, you know uh, give a solution to that as an HR manager. But the panel will not be aware that what case you have got. So firstly they will ask you, okay, what was your case? And that is where you have to debrief the case. And again, student doesn't do the debriefing properly. So do debrief the case properly, because whatever you will say, the questions will come from that. So the mostly the first few questions will be from the case study. They will try to grill you, because you are suggesting solutions to the case, and then of course from their experience they will object it, and then you have to defend from your experience that why do you think that this is the solution, and why this should be done. Again, as discussed in that video, don't take any extreme side. Always follow the process. Firstly analyze the problem in detail, diagnose the root cause, and then suggest the solution in short term, mid term, and long term. Don't jump on a solution immediately for the case that I will terminate, or I will do this, or I will give a hike. Few things are not in your hand, right? So for the case study, I will recommend you answer it in a wise manner, and don't give a quick judgment. Okay, you assume that few things, you can ask questions that can I assume this, because a case is limited context, it is a very limited um, details that has been given to you. So in case you are not sure about something, then you can ask, like, can I assume this? And then propose your solution, which is balancing both the business and employee well-being. You cannot just take side of business. Okay, you are an HR, you have to take care of employee also, but that doesn't mean that you can compromise with business, because you have to also take care of business as well, right? So both the thing has to be balanced. So again, give a wise answer that is balancing both the business side and the HR side, right? So that's one thing you have to take care of for the case study part. Okay, now coming to the what's next. So basically, the initial few questions will be from the case study. They will grill you well, and then ideally, they will ask you very counter questions, and then it will also affect your. You have to be confident, okay? Because if you are not confident, you cannot defend yourself. You cannot defend your answer. Doesn't matter how much smart answer you give. They will try to put you into a situation that will make you nervous, that will make you feel nervous, that will make you doubt what you have said. But again, be confident, and then be positive also, right? It's very important that you stay positive, you stay smiling, because attitude is judged by your gestures, by your uh, how do you respond. If you don't know, how do you respond, if you have given a wrong answer, or you're not able to recall. So, a lot of understanding comes from your responses. So be a smiling person, and be, somebody who doesn't get, so much nervous if things are not going well, or, they are asking you tough things, or they are over grilling you. Be smiling, okay? Okay, because that is something which is a part of the evaluation, grilling you, doing the stress round. Yes, so basically HRs are tested for stress as well, because there are many situations in actual HR roles that you have to face, where you have to face this stress. And then there are some roles in TCS which are very challenging in HR, like talent acquisition, and there are few more. So you have to demonstrate that yes, you can face stress, and you can still perform. So that will be reflected from your how do you answer, how do you react when you don't know something. So take care of that. Now, coming to what questions can be asked apart from the case study. Of course, after the case study, they will have their resume. Basically, you will take your resume in the interview room. You have already uploaded a resume, but they don't see that. They will see what you will carry. So carry 4 copies of your resume, because so that you can give one to every panel, because there will be 3 panels set, and then give keep one extra. Okay, so take a updated resume. You can update it, compared to what you have uploaded uh, earlier. So you can update it, and you can take the latest resume. Ensure that it is properly crafted, and then it is not having any editing errors, it is not having any grammatical errors. You have highlighted the important parts, because the next questions that will come will be from your resume, because that is something you have handed over to them, and they will see what you have done, and immediately the questions will be asked from the resume. So please ensure that your resume is up to the mark. Print it in the proper quality. Go for a bond paper, and then if possible go for color one, right? It will make a good impression, right? So it is your resume, and then they will understand about you from your resume, and the questions will come from resume. So just have a look from your resume today, and see what things are coming up, and then what questions can be asked to you. Okay, so you can take help from your friend also, or if you want, then you can also schedule a call with me. I can take a mock interview, and I can analyze your resume, and ask some questions which can be asked from your resume. So for that, you can book it from the link given below. But yeah, do look at your resume, and then see what questions can be asked. Highlight the important parts from where you want them to ask the questions. Okay, so interview is driven by the candidate. Okay, what details you share, they will ask questions from that part, right? So highlight the important part, so that their attention goes there, and they ask questions from that part. So there will be questions from your internship, from the certifications you have done, and again, they will ask you what are your favorite subjects, and at least 2 subjects you should say you like. Okay, and you should be good at that subject. You should you know uh, you should have good understanding of the famous concepts of that subject, the models which are there in that subject. So at least 2 subjects, be very thorough with them, right? You can revise them through chat gpt. Also give a prompt that what questions can, if your ob is your favorite subject, then what questions can be asked from ob in interview, or if the labor law is your favorite subject, or performance management, or talent acquisition. So basically, usually the panel is also is in one of the is working is one of the function of hr and tcs, right? And I have seen usually the questions come from the function in which panel is working. For example, if I am into talent acquisition and I am taking your interview, I will be asking you question around talent acquisition, because that is what I do, and I want to see how do how much you know about it, and whether you would be a fit for talent acquisition role. Similarly, if somebody is into performance management, and he will ask you questions around performance management. So the panel will have their own expertise, and they will ask you questions from their expertise also. But yeah, at least 2 subjects you should be very thorough, so that you can answer at least the basic and the most commonly asked questions. Again, there are few things like the fundamentals of all the subjects you should know. For example, if the labor law is not your favorite subject, that doesn't mean that you are not able to answer about the maternity act or any other famous concept in the labor law. You have to answer the fundamentals of every subject. Doesn't matter whether you like ob or not, but you should be knowing what are the different personality theories or motivational theories, or what is Johari window, human resource development. So the fundamentals should be very clear about every subject, right? So that is about the academic subjects. And then there will be questions from the latest trending things. For example, the new code of wages have come recently in hr, right? So there can be questions from that. Again, there are few issues which are going on in the IT companies, like work from home versus work from office model, right? And then there has been discuss about it. A few companies are working from home, few companies are working from office. Though TCS wants, everybody to work from office, but again they feel they get resistant from employees about it. So how to handle that? Let me give you an example. In the last interview that I have taken for Pitstop, so my fellow panels were very senior from me, and then what they said, okay, one of the panels asked the candidate that you are the HR, and imagine that I am an employee, and that company wants employee to work from office, and employee are not ready for that, and you have to convince me as an HR to come and work from office, right? So the candidate has to convince me, and I was, playing the role of an employee, and whatever the candidate was saying, I was, rejecting that. I was not convinced with her answers, question, all the points. I was giving her counterpoint. So I was trying to, completely negate what she was saying, and was admit on, my point that I can still, work from home and give a good performance, right? So the role play can also happen, and again, it will be a test of your presence of mind, your convincing ability, because this type of situation has to be handled by HR, and again, the presence of mind is needed. So, very important that you stay very calm and cool. Don't think about the results, because if you think about the results, you will get nervous. I know there are less requirements in HR, not just in TCS, but in any company, and many of you will not be placed as of now. But again, that should not be a reason for your nervousness, right? Because if you're nervous, somewhere it will affect your performance, right? And then again, it's a long process. You have to give GD, you have to face case study, you have to answer questions in the interview. Again, you have to face, a lot of cross questions, and then the requirements are less, so they will take the best of best. And so, this cannot be done all throughout without being calm and cool, right? So don't think about the results. Okay, your destiny is written. If you will get selected, if it has to be like your selection is written, you will definitely get selected. If it is not, then you will not get selected. Doesn't matter your how much good your interview was. I have been training so many candidates, and I have seen some candidates, despite the good interview, doesn't get selected, right? So this openness should be there, and that brings the confidence, and that keeps you calm and cool, and you are able to deliver your best, right? So just take care of the tips that I have given you. Firstly, around the resume. Okay, don't there should not be any editing errors, please. There are so many candidates I have seen. By the way, you can go and watch the playlist in our YouTube channel, that resume review, and we have reviewed so many resume of the candidates around the formatting section only. So there are so many candidates who are selected for the interview round, and again, I have highlighted majorly the editing part. So maybe that list, that playlist will help you. Also, I have made a dedicated course for interview preparation, how to prepare for interview, since I have taken more than 1,000 interviews. So I carry good experience of taking interviews. So basis my experience, I have made a course on interview preparation. So you can refer that as well. So that course link you can find again in the description box. I will recommend you, if you are again serious and committed about your placement, then do go for that course, because that will not just help you for thesis interview, but for any other interview you are going to appear for. And again, the prices are very economical. We want to help people, so we have kept the prices very low. So do refer to that if you want more details, because in that course I have discussed everything in detail about resume, group discussion, how to handle nervousness, the common editing errors that are there in the resume. So everything has been covered that I think a student should know before appearing for an interview, right? So that is about the course. If you want to know more about the interview preparation from an expert in detail, so do refer to that course also. I'm very confident that it will help you. And again, if you want to give a mock interview with me, where you want me to analyze your resume and take an interview like a proper pit stop interview, again, you can schedule an interview from the link given in the description box. If you are based out of Indore, then you can come to my office as well. So you can avail that thing also. So in Indore, you can give a face-to-face interview as well. I will share the number how to contact for the face-to-face interview as well in the description box. Okay, so I think I have covered all the things in detail. One thing I'm missing still is these are the questions around HR, okay, but there will be questions around TCS also, right? So you should know the TCS related questions as well, because they will ask you TCS related question that why do you want to join TCS, who is the CHRO, when was TCS founded, and other common questions about TCS, how many employees does TCS has. So see, your interview has to be perfect, honestly, because the requirements are less. So don't miss on any common thing that you can learn quickly in this 1 2 days before giving your interview, right? So do read about TCS. They will ask you questions definitely from TCS as well. So I have also made a video on the questions related to TCS, so you can find that. Again, I will provide a link in the description section, so you can refer to that video. But yeah, simply go to Wikipedia, read about TCS, and then go to visit their website, and then have a basic understanding of what TCS does. And again, in the HR side, they have different functions. uh, so the common functions are talent acquisition. Don't say recruitment, it's not the latest word, it's the talent acquisition. And then they have HR business partner, which is the core HR role. Then they have learning and development, L&D, they call it talent development. And then they have compensation and benefits. So payroll again is something that people usually use this word, but compensation and benefits is what they call in TCS. And then they have resource management group, RMG, which look after the internal staffing. And there are some corporate tools around policies and compliance, but majorly these are the functions that I have discussed, where most of the people will get the allocation into one of this role. So once you get selected, you will be assigned any role out of this roles that I have mentioned. It will depend upon the requirements, and you cannot choose. Okay, so you will be given a role based on the requirements in the company, right? So if somebody asks you which role you want to take, then don't say I want this role. Say my preference is this, but I'm open to role. Same goes with the location also. Don't say that if somebody asks you which location you want, don't say that I want this location. Say I will, given a choice, I will prefer Pune, Indore, Mumbai, but I'm open to all the location, right? Because you should not, seems rigid for anything, be it role, be it location, because these days there are so many issues which are coming around employees, that they are not ready to relocate, they are not ready to take up some roles, and because of which the companies are facing a lot of issues. So they don't want candidate which are not flexible. So show the openness. Okay, you might not get your desired role initially, but tomorrow you can choose your favorite role after spending some years in one role. So you can always change the role. That is the best part in TCS, that you will not end up working in one role only. After 2 3 years, you can make a switch to a different role. For example, I have worked in TCS in talent acquisition, and then I moved to corporate social responsibility. CSR is another role that comes under HR umbrella. So I have worked in these two roles. So I have moved to CSR out of my choice. Okay, and talent acquisition was one of the role that I never wanted, but I got that, and I have to take that. And yes, I was lucky to take up that role, because of which I got so much experience, and today I'm guiding you, right? So you never know how a role can help you, and every role is important, for us to learn to go high in our career. So show openness to learn and openness for locations and even the work shifts as well. Okay, if they ask you, are you ready to work on weekend? Say yes, I am ready to work on weekend because I want to learn. And so show this openness, show the yes man attitude, and trust me, if you show that attitude, you will get selected because everybody wants this kind of team member, who can take up any kind of responsibility. Okay, so this will be a plus point even if you are not very good at technical, but if you have a good attitude, you can do anything which is asked, right? So with this, I wish you all the best for the interview. And soon, if you have not got the notification about your interview date, you will get it. Don't panic, and then keep on preparing as much as you can. And yes, all the best. Thank you so much.